Hey, welcome to the video, guys. So today today's video we're gonna be changing the paint on the 95 Cobra. Alright guys, so I've been working on this for a couple days. The more time you take on your prep work, that's the nicest that your paint's gonna look. Again, I'm not a professional painter. All my paint, I've been doing it here. So you can see I have the 67 here that I've been doing the body work on. You've seen some of the other videos. I finally got some bond on this piece that I forgot last time, but I've been doing a little bit of sanding on this one. You can see the I've been molding this body kit, kind of everything in here. So I'm doing it, learning as I go, but it's been coming out okay. This is the saline on our other YouTube channel, A&A Mustangs. There's some videos there where I replaced this quarter panel here. So I cut the old one out, weld this one in, and I painted this car. It's dirty, really dirty now. I haven't washed it, but the paint came out really good, I think, personally, for being a, do-it-yourself paint. This one I did disassemble the whole car to paint it. Pretty much the bumper I had to repair anyways, and the front bumper was really bad, so I had them off. I had the trunk off, all these pieces off and everything. It came out good. I mean, the more I do it, better I get. I did have some orange spill. I did have to do the buff and polish on it, but overall, I mean, it came out great. Like I said, this is dirty now, but it's got a good reflection of the light and everything. I did add some pearl to this paint, so it has like different kind of color, and it's hard to see when it's dirty like right now, but with the lighting it changes from, it has like blue, green, and purple pearl on it. But anyways, this is what I used for a long time. This is a 5-inch electric sander. I use this for like when I put bondo, something a little bit heavier. I just purchased, actually when I did the saline, I purchased the pneumatic one here, which I ordered off Amazon, and this wasn't expensive, maybe like $40. And theirs works really well. It works particularly really well for doing my wet sanding, or the polishing. And then your sandpaper. So with this one, I go to Home Depot and buy these, like the 80 grit. I think I have 320 for the rough areas. And then I do have sandpaper for the pneumatic one, which is 320 and 600. And then it just depends how much body work you're gonna do. But I do have these sanding blocks here, which these I don't really use too much, but I do have them, sandpaper and all that. But this is what I've been using on this car, and it's just I buy the sheets of sandpaper, cut them, and then just use the blocks, just so that way you have a straight edge, or straight piece to sand. So those come in handy. You can buy them separately or buy a whole kit. But anyways, I did take the lights out. I took the mirrors out. I am not gonna disassemble this one completely because it's a lot more work, and since it's gonna be painted the same color, it's, I don't know. I don't think it makes a big difference. I mean, obviously, it just depends. I mean, a lot of paint shops, they charge you a lot of money. They do disassemble everything. Door jambs are already red, so it's not like I have to paint all that. So that that's up to you if you want to. I think if you disassemble and move everything, like put them on little stands, you end up using a lot more paint because you're wasting a lot of paint on the edges. Where if you have a bumper off separately and you're spraying it, everything you're spraying here on the edge is just wasting. Where here, obviously, I'm spraying paint, it's getting to this quarter, you know, it's getting here, some of it in the trunk. So, you know, think about it that way. Like these parts that I took off on that car, you know, I'm spraying over here on the edge. Obviously you'll waste some paint here, but you know, here, all like this part here, you know, you're spraying here, you're wasting a lot, but on here, when you're painting the roof, you're already getting this part. So I think you waste less paint if everything's in the car. Personally, I don't know. Anyways, so just sand, take your time sanding. If there's some like dings, you know, door dings or little, you know, spots, just sand them off. Put a little bit of Bondo, just makes it, you put extra and then you can always sand it down. Do it a few times till you Alright, so after I sanded the whole car with 320 with my air sander, I just went ahead and primed, you know, everywhere where I put some body filler, you know, where it kind of went through the paint. That way when I go to paint, it covers evenly, even the red, or, you know, primer covers really well, even same as almost as paint. So now that I did that, once you primer, since it's paint, then you'll see small little areas. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I think you can see on there, but like here where I put a little bit of Bondo, there's a little bit of like little pinholes. Couple spots here that I missed. Here on the bumper, you know, like I noticed that little hole. Couple of them like up here where, you know, sometimes just looking at it, since it's the same color, you don't really see them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of the spot putty just to fill them, and then afterwards you know, just fill those, and then afterwards I'm gonna go ahead and do another pass, sanding everything with like 600 just to give it another pop. another coat. Every time I sand, I've been washing the car with just like dish soap, but I always use, you can buy like specialty soap for body work, but I use this. Just use dish soap that doesn't have like any lotion or anything like that. And I mean, that's worked pretty well for me. It doesn't leave any residue, takes most of the wax off. I do have wax remover that I'm gonna go ahead and do afterwards, and I'll show you guys that step. But for now, I'm gonna do this, and then once it dries, I'll do another sanding, maybe a little bit more priming, and then at that point, it's almost ready for paint. Alright, so here's after I put the spot putty. I put a little bit more here because there's quite a bit of small little pinholes, but most of this is gonna come off with the sanding. And only the small areas that, you know, have like a pinhole are gonna stay filled. You know, you just wanna go through and fill whatever you can. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get some sandpaper now. I'm probably gonna go with a 600 and just do one overall to everything. 600 will take this off because it's very soft. And it should be at that point ready to pretty much, I'm hoping paint. Alright, so I have the car pretty much all masked off, ready for, pretty much almost ready for paint. I was doing the wax and tar remover, so you just put in the, you know, like a cloth that's not gonna leave any lint, and then you just wipe. You know, once you have some dust, you flip it over and wipe. I'm probably gonna do that one more time. And then right before paint, you do tack cloth, get any small little pieces of, you know, dirt or stuff on there, off of there. That way you can, your paint doesn't get any, you know, I don't have a paint booth, so I'm probably still gonna get some trash in there. But anyways, you know, just mask as good as you can. I'll probably have to mask like around the edges tomorrow. Sometimes, you know, the tape kind of pulls back once you put it, you know, it pulls back. So I'll do once over, and then we'll be ready to go. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of primer, some of these small spots that I redid with the putty, and then it'll be all good to go. this is pretty much the end product here. Came out pretty good. You know, good shine to the paint. Pretty smooth everywhere. I might still do a buff. It does have very slight orange peel on it, but it's not bad. There is a little bit of dust that landed up here, especially with those bugs landed all over the place. So, but not too bad. You know, got the wing here, which also looks pretty good. I'm gonna let it dry though a few days, probably 3 days before I even do any buffing or polishing or anything like that. So, you know, I'll take it out in the sun. And before I start assembling like all the taillights and everything, I'll wait, because if I do a buff, it'll be easier with this kind of separate. I am gonna do a polish on here just to try to get the lens to be, you know, nicer. It's got a little like sun fade on it, but not bad. Mirrors came out decent as well, you know, not bad at all. They're pretty smooth. They do have a couple little, you know, kind of like little spots where you can feel like a texture, but there were plastic mirrors that were pretty old and messed up. So that'll make it look, you know, pretty nice. Painted the color of the car. Not too bad. This is for the wing on the bottom. This was the hood vents, but not too bad. Again, you know, if you paint at home, obviously you don't have a paint booth. You're gonna get some dirt and maybe insects landing on there. But I did find why the ABS light is on the car. This ABS sensor here is cut, so I'm gonna order a new one, and I'm gonna get new brake pads. So, you know, that'll be done next. But overall, it's looking better than it was before. So.